The Strengthen the Root project has been a game changer for us. It gave us coaching on implementing a project under the Strengthen the Root program.
Having gone through the capacity building, it has changed our orientation. It has opened our eyes to opportunities we didn't think about. In fact, those tools are now reflected in almost every other project we are doing.
We've been improved in our documentation, social mobilization, local fundraising, which we didn't know how to go about it. But through these capacity building workshops, we've been able to raise funds to support even the program.
ICR has come a long way to raise the standard of us as an organization to be more present in the community than before. We might have come, but with the SCR we came earlier.
Our survival depends on the root training that we had.
The Strengthen the Root STR program was developed to build capacity of much more active CSOs or CBOs in landscapes that had significant biodiversity or ecosystem assets that were under pressure from several anthropogenic factors.
The Strengthen the Root project was a 3-year initiative implemented by Rocha Ghana and the West African Civil Society Institute, WACSI. It was also coordinated by the International Union Conservation of Nature, Netherlands, and Wilde, Ganzen.
The role of Rocha Ghana in this program has been to mobilize, coordinate the efforts of all the NGOs or CBOs who are part of this program, connecting with these groups on the ground, supporting them, not only in terms of we reviewing their documentation and proposal, but also technically helping them to guide their steps, even in the way they go about some of their proposals, the initiatives they want to take, and also helping them in terms of monitoring and evaluation of the outcomes that their projects are achieving.
Under the Strengthen the Roots program, WACSI primarily delivered 3 capacity strengthening programs. One was on local fundraising, the other was on advocacy for change, and then the social accountability training. The local fundraising training was equipping civil society organizations in Ghana that work on conservation with skills on how to raise resources from their communities. Another part of it was the advocacy for change, where organizations built and developed the right skills that they needed to be able to advocate for their conservation causes. And then social accountability, where we trained the organizations on how to work with their communities to ensure that the communities can claim their rights from the duty bearers in Ghana.
The STR project focused on 8 different organizations in their respective landscape. In the Atewa landscape, we had coal and flour, threatened by the issue of illegal mining. At the Mali landscape, we had SILDEP and North Coast Ghana, also facing the issues of illegal logging and burning of charcoal. In the Volta region, we had YVE Ghana. In the Western North region, we had the Ghana Environmental Advocacy Group, also faced with the issue of illegal mining. And finally, influencing policy at the national level, we have the Environment Report and the Ghana Youth Environmental Movement.
Under the Strengthen the Root project, Flower was looking at reorienting community members on the long-term negative impacts of illegal mining. Through our baseline survey, we realized that most of the youth in those communities were basically interested in quick money, and they saw the illegal mining activities, which is popularly known as galamsey, as a way to get money quick, not thinking about the health implication and then the environmental degradation that we're causing to the environment. And that was how come we designed the program to reorient them on the long-term negative impact of illegal mining.
Honestly, they didn't take it that easy, but we made them aware that we are here to let them know how their water is getting endangered and what will happen to their bodies, and also pregnant women giving birth to children with disabilities. So they started opening their arms for us.
As public announced, I'm several encounters. I'm leading to quite a fast galamsey. Say, Yentimi, entirely, we may in a way no bring it to a minimum. Flower for your fat to almost minimum say edumadin de omu yebi.
Through flower and tre, you who say, and say mercury, any cyanide norm de edumano, and say bang, nipa, body. In Jebema, ye who frame, and then flowers will make galamsey site, mincohubium. And I abandon in Duanswa, flower me at your say, you too good new year. As I say no, we answer fail it. And at your tosubium, flower says, obey ye a man or motor cock galamsey site no. Obey ye or more mercury in effect ewomoso any masono.
Under the STR program, we've been able to train about 200 young women in livelihood skills, and these 200 young women were provided with startup kits, which is very, very crucial.
Let me copy to super juma. Flower for the announcement or information center say, I'm the juma by yeah, my one night. Your cocoa copy solo in cinema. Ye jai, come, Miss Midi, chile, mammy now, pastries here and me.
Na me Adrian call Galanse pizza. Media me cause your woman here, Palazzo, and I'm here met me. I met me I quit yam and call us Benebi.
Pastries in the aboa me ye pine, say, Mammy, in showing mobile. And my say, I'm webbing a real right name no. They say being rat in Namobio.
Say, me de Sikana me boa madame for no aduane de copy is not to talk de me yes and I mean and one. Me who say a quair nimu. Flower for aboa me say me come and change first.
We didn't know all the strategies, but from their trainings, it's an eye-opener for us. We've learned a lot, and it's improving our performances. You see that now there is a vast difference positively.
Ghana Youth Environmental Movement is a youth-led organization in Ghana. We exist to train and mobilize young people to advocate for sustainable environments and sustainable futures. Ghana Youth Environmental Movement advocated for the ban on single-use plastics, and we had a lot of impacts. On our first phase of the project, we had an engagement with the market women, and we were able to train them on sustainable alternatives by introducing a do-it-yourself project on how they can sew reusable bags for themselves and also for their customers to help them even raise some income from that kind of training. We also went to the Atewa station to engage the drivers and some of the market women. So on our second phase, we also had arts and also a beach cleanup exercise. So we went to the Laboma beach to have a cleanup exercise, and we collaborated also with bus stop boys for street cleanup in some of the environments around the Ablekuma stretch. We also had arts training at the Rujab studio to train some of the young activists and also participants on how to use single-use plastic to make arts and also to share information about how it's having a menace on our environment. We also had an art exhibition at the Labadi Beach to showcase what we can use single-use plastics for in order for them to be recycled to make an art piece and also give information to the public. The STR project has impacted lives of more than 500 people directly, and indirectly more than 1,500 people. The STR project has helped GEM to be able to see beyond our four walls of our organization, to the extent that we have been able to step out to have direct contact with stakeholders, direct contact with those outside who are experiencing the effects of the single-use plastics. And it has also helped us to engage with more CSOs and NGOs to be able to help us push our agenda forward.
After the training, we were empowered to mobilize the community so as that we let them feel the reason why Atewa Forest should be sustained for posterity, and then what the community members should do to stand for their right to protect this Atewa Forest. In terms of afforestation, we collaborated with Flower to embark on a serious campaign on that.
Where they have already, finished digging, we decided to reclaim the land. So far, we have planted 2,000 trees. Forestry Commission gave us 1,000 trees, and we got another 1,000 trees from Rocha Ghana. And as part of that, we are able to reclaim part of where the degraded land. As part of the Strengthen the Roots program, we are able to put these 52 communities into zones, and out of this we are able to get projects that we are doing to have direct impact in every community that we find car. It wasn't like that, but through this program we are getting people joining us. That's why this time we have community members joining us to plant the trees.
For us, the main theme we looked at was the riparian buffer restoration and community livelihood improvement, because we are already working in a creamer. We have a lot of problems with commercial charcoal production, which is cutting a lot of our trees, including the precious shena trees. We are beginning to experience an influx of large herds of migrant cattle coming into the core area of the creamer. People harvesting forest resources from river corridors, exposing the stream channels to degradation. But there is also the poverty factor and the fact that rural communities like this rely on their natural resources for their livelihood. So what kind of project are we going to create that will address the issues of environmental degradation while strengthening the people's capacity to manage or govern the creamer? So that is why we opted for this river forest protection.
First, na send your musi to train me, na send your musi send me, no bit me ko peja, eda said you na sino wasino. Who we are no call a quite man to form. I say, I would be farm machine. I say, don't know more to no CBD, no boo, I know, no, they are cotton.
We mobilized about 4 communities to adopt about 2 kilometers of a river segment and try to see how they can reverse the degradation by agreeing to pull back farming, create a buffer, maybe a 30-meter swath along the river corridor there where nobody does any cultivation, minimizing the harvesting of wood from the riparian buffer, and also planting trees and shrubs along the river buffer and also on their farms, so that as more and more farm households have their own fast-growing tree species growing on their farms, by harvesting from there for various wood needs, the pressure on the natural habitats will be much, much less. But on the side of the governance, we looked at how we could re-energize the creamer to take control of some of the things we're trying to do, like trying to regulate the commercial charcoal production, trying to regulate the chainsaw operations. So there were a series of training workshops we did with them about creamer governance.
Mumba my training, almost some my tade, certificates, my criminal first on 9 yards, my sister, almost some by my criminal, the salvation of Manacoso. Almost say, all betrayed the back one. What you say, or big dear, me no account, I send me a essential night. Until almost decided to buy a boy, because I and the son, near no is some by crack. So could dream of from who say organ in a cassia, the video more for in a model blend, a master BDC, the Antrafiano, a coffin, a co leader in a tongue, a yaska. It meets a mamma, now binum, what they are sanko to talk, a bano. So no more and there, no more cotton. Cacrane bano, no more so anya caradia yede, a ye ede, a coto, or more.
Having gone through the capacity building, it has given us skills and tools we are using very, very profitable for ourselves as an organization.
we've realized that when it comes to burning of charcoal, when you come to Upper West, the Sisala areas tops the charts. So usually the economic trees suffer. The first phase of the project, we did 4 major trainings. The first one was fire prevention, so that they would train some youth, about 35 of them, 9 from each community. With the help of the Ghana Fire Service at the Sisala West District, they were trained on how to prevent and how to fight fires. So after the environmental protection training, we established a task force because we needed them to be able to protect themselves very well. So we made them to come out with their own bylaws. During the training, we realized that the participation of women were very low. So in the VSLAs, for instance, we go to do our savings, then we talk to them about afforestation. So it was easy to get the women more mobilized. We couldn't do a mobilizing for afforestation project without planting trees. And mostly in our community meetings, we have only adults attending. So we decided this time we were going to bring in students so that we go to their children in the classroom and go and teach them about afforestation. It is because of the sustainability of the project that we brought in the trainings for the youth, so that even if we are not there, they'll be able to go about and still continue with whatever that we have taught them.
Jaga ekuo bi a yate ojeba krom ha ye de boy asase ho bai ye tu galamsey e wo Ghana meme nyina ba ekuo jema ene ya ja tumu se ye ne ye beti kuo bi na ye de asi ho de aboy asase ho bai se de be ya galamsey ye tubu okuo yi mu GR aye no ma bebre ye ti kuo no a ye te wo mka wo ba ya bra bomu no abisade bi e de beto wo manim GR fo no wo mo eboaye na wo mo man emre bi bae na e wo se yehwe kwan ebefa so a jema nipa bete enka e wo memia bebre se ekuro bi wo awanwi south a wo mo no wo tu galamsey ya de koto wo manim no wo mo ayi mpanifo ebeta ya chi
titreni na ne se ye yakuafo ye ma ye ho kwan e ma ye se asase na ye mfudie ne ye no bae na no ye ba bi nu odua no ni nyina so ebe sei enti ne saade a ne wo se ye bo reyi ho bae e fa ensuo yen forest ahodo se de be ya nipa bonefo bi e ma be wuram e mesei emfumtu ya asase ensei yensu
galamsey na yetuo no de e fafa sodie bi e makuro bia se wo hwe statistics a ekuro bia ni ho yetu galamsey omu a wo makọ omanim ti hu sa no na wo se e boye de to ba insan se ye nko apẹ ne ye ba betna asase so ti na de yakopọ de ahye yensa no wo se ho bo ye ba ho ban se de be ya obi bia be ba benya eso fa so bi
kwan ye fa so ebo forest ne ho ban ye ne forest fo a ewo ha police fo mpo e kan ye jaga ne ho ankran so a ye mfuo ebenben forest no so no obia eye ne ho work dog e makuro yi bibibia nipa ne be ye a enko yi anase enfa mrakwan so no se report man panifo na ye de ne fa mrakwan so
ye pese ye fa jaga so na ye no mama kuro yi eye kuro bi a amafo ina be hu se ekuro o montu galamsey na obi susu se ka ombe hiafo no no abe odefo sa na pese ye no.
The initiative has to look at a system by which we can promote the ecological way to conserve our natural resources, being in our forests, our water bodies, rivers, and indigenous knowledge that goes a long way to help maintain the ecological aspect of our communities. We came up with the training in the community how to do their own farm inputs, which allow them to eliminate these chemical inputs, which has helped them to, in fact, keep money in their pocket.
Before YVE came, we have been using synthetic products like weedicide, the fertilizer, and then insecticide. The fertilizer is very expensive, and if you apply it and it doesn't rain, it makes the crops die. And the weedicide too, when we use it, it causes damage to the land. Not today, maybe future. YVE has taught me how to create my own farm input without using any synthetic things. I use natural things around me, like leaves, animals dropping. We have done apishi, that's the insecticide. Bokashi, that's the fertilizer. And then kolezanga, we have neem oil too. The apishi, we use pepper, neem leaf, ginger, garlic. As for the neem oil, we just pound the neem leaf, then we put oil on the fire. Then we put the neem leaf inside. We fry it for some time, we sieve it, we use it on the vegetables to prevent insects from biting the leaves. The organic weedicide, we've been using vinegar to make it, and it's very effective. Even if it rains, it still works. It's not like the synthetic one that if you apply it and it rains, it will spoil the things. As for the fat, bokashi, we use chicken droppings, sawdust, ash, charcoal, honey, yeast. We mix all together and make our bokashi. The only thing we bought was the honey and then the yeast. It's not expensive. The rest, we get it free. So it's cheap than the synthetic one. Synthetic products, sometimes the bag is 650. But bokashi, and the cedis, I'm ready to go. The bokashi, as we apply it, there was no rain, but still the tomato are intact. Nothing happens to them. But supposing it was synthetic, they will all die because of the heat that will come out of it. All will die. One is safe, it increases the yield more than the other one, and it makes the plant last longer too. It doesn't die early.
The sustainability measures we are putting in place is that those first beneficiaries are now trainers. And so those beneficiaries are now extending to other communities without we being there. And so that for us is sustainable.
The Environment Report is a media advocacy organization. Our work is targeting the environment. So we have a website called ghenvironment.com where we publish all our environmental stories. And at this year, we were looking at environmental degradation, and our major aim is to expose environmental degradation going on in the country. Yeah, so we had what we call the evidence gathering visit, where with the evidence gathering visit, we have to go to communities, see what is happening, then we bring it to the limelight, give people the mouthpiece to speak about what they are going through regarding their environment, and then we publish. So what we saw was that the media in general is not interested in environmental stories. Mostly you see them publishing politics, leaving the environment. That is causing a lot of harm. With the project, so far we've trained like 50 media people in environmental reporting and also getting them support through paying for their stories. And we had a very good journalist out of what we did with the media. To the Environment Report, the Strengthening the Roots project is a blessing. In fact, there was no support. But through this project, we were able to expand, traveling to places to get their stories. For instance, at Runsu, in the Sefi area, they had an issue with Ghana Bauxite Company. And the Bauxite Company wanted to expand their mining from Awaso to Atrunsu. But then it will affect the water. But the Ghana Bauxite Company said no, looking at their assessments, the water will not be affected. But this is a mining that is going to be done on top of the mountain. And the water is beneath the mountain. So how do you convince me that the mining will not affect the water? We took all the pictures, the videos, we spoke to the community members, we spoke to the farmers, we spoke to the elders of the community, and we published this story. Right after the publication of this story, the EPA called me that they've seen our story and they want to intervene. Without the SCR project, we wouldn't have been able to go to Atrosu to do this. So that is some of the impact that we've been able to do as a result of this project. In terms of our media community that we built through this project, we will still continue to give them coaching so that we will not lose that community. Because we are into media, we are also trying to create more content for our YouTube and our TikTok. As part of our project, we were able to also connect with some organizations who were also giving us funding to even do some of the visits. And we intend to continue to collaborate with them to be able to sustain the work that we do.
It's been a wonderful experience. First, the design of the program, where it was not just capacity strengthening, but it was coupled with a grant-making aspect. So the organizations had a complete package, preparing them to be able to do the work of conservation.
In terms of impact, I would say that it's been quite a learning curve in terms of what smaller organizations can do, given the necessary support through capacity and also through resources. I can say that also through STL, most of these organizations have regularized their legal status, because as a CSO, if you don't have the necessary legal accreditation and also you have not formalized your setup, it becomes very difficult for you to, I would say, receive some credibility in terms of the work you do. And this for me is very, very important and one of the key strengths and impacts that Strengthening the Roots has been able to achieve with all the partners that we've been engaging with.